How you doing today?
I'm doing great, doing great.
DwaynePriceMath.com. This is your third team in 7 months and all that. How are you making the adjustment to a new team?
Oh, it was great. I feel like it's been nothing but love since I got here from everybody, from top to bottom in the organization. I've known most of the guys already for either before the NBA, but most of the guys now in the NBA. But like I said, it's been nothing but love. Like, it's really a family around here since the day I got here. So I got nothing but smiles every time I step in the facility, really.
What are some of the things that you do well, and how can you impact this team, not only in the offensive end of the court, but the defensive end of the court?
Yeah, I feel like everybody kind of knows me as a 3-and-D guy for sure, but I feel like here with the unselfishness and just the amount of freedom everybody has, I'll be able to show more, just like how I did in New York. Whenever somebody was down or injured, I was always able to step up and kind of show more of my offensive game. And then defensively, just taking a matchup every night, every time I'm on the court, trying to stop whoever's out there. If it's the best player, tallest guy, the shortest guy, it don't matter. I'm going to take on that matchup every time I step on the court.
Quentin, and then you briefly touched on it with how you did with when there were injuries with the Knicks. What about the Mavericks offensively? How can they utilize you in ways that you weren't able to do with New York or Detroit briefly?
Yeah, I feel like just watching Dallas in the playoffs, you could just tell like shooting was kind of one of the emphasis they were kind of big on this offseason, adding Clay, one of the best shooters of all time, and just with Kai, Luka, like the spacing is going to be just open for me to make plays off the dribble even now because we just have so much space and just driving it, kicking it, reading the defense, throwing lobs to the bigs like Gaff and D-Live. So just really be able to show just my whole arsenal, my whole game being here really.
Lindsay King with Real Talk Sports. Got a chance to talk to you during the summer at the camp for the Mavs, so appreciate your time. A fun non-basketball related question for you. Did you have a song of the summer? What was your energy this offseason?
Song of the summer? I wish I had my phone on me.
You got to know what's on the top of that playlist.
Yeah, like what I was listening to recently.
Or artists.
Right. It's a new artist called Avenue. He's from I think he's from Toronto.
Okay.
And he kind of like more of an R&B, like Brent Fires vibe. So I've been on him heavy. So you gotta check him out.
Okay.
You gotta check him out.
Okay, bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then lastly, we know it's more of a veteran team. So who would you trust on the aux this season with the music of your teammates?
On the aux, I gotta go with my boy PJ. AJ putting his hand up. I ain't heard him on the aux just yet, but I know PJ got some good songs. I've known him for a while. Texas kids just like me, so I'm gonna go with PJ.
All right, I'm gonna tell you, trust AJ to play some of the Gunna.
I got you.
Appreciate it.
All right, Quentin, Chris Henderson, chendo.com. So this is a two-part question. For the fans that don't know this, you have a brother that plays professional hockey.
Yeah.
And just how's the household with that? Because you're a basketball player, he's a hockey player. How is that? Because I've seen you root for him. I've seen you in the Canucks sweater all the time. And my second question is, for the fans, just for you growing up, who was some of your favorite basketball players? Yeah,
first of all, my mom runs the house. She gives my dad a hard time talking about she's the most athletic. She gets all the kids the genes in the family, so she's the one that talks the most trash about it. But having an older brother like that kind of got me started early about taking the game a lot serious because he's been in the league. I think he's going to his 15th year in NHL, so he's been in the league a while. So I kind of started changing my diet and taking tips from him around my 10th, 11th grade year in high school. So having a guy like that just in a family, in a whole different sport, but it's still the same aspect as a professional athlete, taking tips nutrition-wise, taking care of your body, stuff like that. It was kind of big for me to have somebody like that I can use as a resource and just call and just kind of just take little tidbits and add to my routine and stuff like that. So that was always a big benefit of having a guy like that in the family. And then favorite players growing up definitely was Kobe. T-Mac when he was in Houston around that time for sure, because T-Mac is still heavily influenced in Houston to this day. T-Mac, D-Rose, just had retired. One of my first jerseys was D-Rose jersey, so he retiring the other day was kind of like a kind of surreal feeling. Then being able to play with him was even more surreal, so probably those are my three for sure.
Quinn, you're able to spend time with your teammates throughout the offseason, specifically in LA. What were your impressions of this team's strengths based on those interactions and those kind of scrimmages?
Yeah, I think just the biggest thing is just the camaraderie we have from just being with each other for 5 days. It feel like we've been with this team for 2-3 years, just the way everybody's interacting with each other. We had a whole yacht day. Clay set up the whole yacht day. was on the boat from like 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Like, it was crazy. So I like just knowing, talking to a few of the guys, like, that's pretty rare for a team to have something like that early, or just in the offseason in general. And then we've been hooping every day. Like, it's just crazy just knowing the camaraderie we already have as a team. I think it's pretty special. And I think that translates to the court, where even if you have like a bad little stretch, you know what I mean, you still come together as a team because you kind of know more about that person versus just him being your teammate. So I feel like that's going to take us a long way, just because it's 82-game season. It's going to be times where like you may win 2 in a row, drop 3 in a row, something like that. But you know, y'all been through way more than that. So I think it's easier when you know you can go into war with somebody that you really know and genuine about it.
And you played against a lot of these guys before in the past. Now that you're teammates, has anything surprised you or caught you off guard about them?
I mean, nah, not really. Like, what you see, what you get. You know what I mean? Luka, Kai, like Clay, don't miss a shot for real. So it's like I'm taking tips of everybody's game, watching Clay, how he prepares, the shot preparation, Kai, his handles, how he prepares for the game, just our workouts in general. It's just like it's gonna be really fun for me to study these guys every single day in practice.
Hi, Quentin. Dana Larson with Mavs TV. I wondered about the coaches that you've played for in your past in college and in the NBA, how that's prepared you for the emphasis that Jason Kidd will have on the defensive end here.
Yeah, I play for nothing but hard-nosed, tough defensive coaches, minded coaches. So I feel like just playing for Coach Sampson, playing for Tibbs, like people who really emphasize defense at the forefront. I feel like that's my motto, just coming in, trying to just stop the other team. And then with J Kidd, just being able to, whatever he needs from me, guarding for whoever. It can go from Trae Young, Jason Tatum, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to take on that challenge every time I step on the court. I would just really just be a dog, honestly. Just coming in and trying to stop anybody, whoever. If they make a tough shot, it's gonna be a tough shot. Like I said, like it's gonna be something that you worked for. And if you make it, tip your hat to them. Try to make it super hard every time you step on the court.
Wait, along those lines, how much did you watch, or were you aware of what Derek brought to this team last year, defensively, the grit and all of that stuff? And how much do you feel like, hey, that's something I can step into?
Yeah, he had a phenomenal year for Dallas last year. You could just tell, he looked really comfortable during the whole season, the playoffs. He was great for him the whole time. So I mean, just watching a guy like that, you don't want that to be a drop off wherever you go. So you come in. I mean, you don't have to change much because that's who I am, coming in as the type of player, gritty, come in, make the toughness, not going for nothing type of thing like PJ did and stood on business last year. So just come in, just play my game, really.
All right, last one for Quentin.
Hey, Quentin. Landon Thomas, Mavs Fans for Life. Welcome to Dallas. Just looking back, what was the initial reaction to the trade going to Dallas, coming off the finals appearance, and then also, you know, you just said it earlier, Texas kid.
Yeah.
How does it feel to play in the NBA in Texas instead of being the road team? You're now the home team.
Yeah, well, when I first got the call, I mean, I was super excited just knowing Dallas because I knew they had been trying to get me for a while now, like past couple of years. So just being able to come to a team that just came off a finals run and probably was just right there knocking on the door of winning the championship, I was just super excited to just come to the team and bring what I know I can do every single night to the team and hopefully get that ring this upcoming season. And then, just like I said, being a Texas kid, like you're not too far from home, but you're not in home, which is, I think, is pretty good. So my mom got to drive just like 3-4 hours to come holler at me. So I think that's pretty good. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of family at the game, which is good to see familiar faces. They ain't gotta take a 3-hour flight to New York. It's cold up there. I'm used to Texas weather, being in Houston during the most of the off season. So it's gonna be pretty fun just having a lot of familiar faces at the game and stuff. Yeah, I don't want to be in that city, but y'all still gotta make your way to come see me. So it's perfect enough for me.
Awesome. Thanks, Quentin. Appreciate it.
Thank you.